Hi everybody, this is Lakshmi Narayanan and now I'm going to show you an amazing chess puzzle. It's white to play and mate in 19 moves. Okay, first let us understand the position. You can see black's pawn on the 7th rank. He really can't move this pawn because the rook is blocking the pawn and the bishop diagonal also is closed, so the bishop also does not have any move, the rook also does not have any move, and the king also does not have any move because the bishop is restricting. Okay, so black has only one possible move, that is to play the pawn to a4. Okay, now let's see how white mates black king in 19 moves. So first white played king d2. So now you can see black has only one move, the pawn to a4, because he cannot move these pieces. So black is forced to play a4. Now white must be very careful because any wrong moves will be a stalemate. For example, if I make some pawn moves like e6, then it's going to be a stalemate because the king really does not have any move and there is no other move for any other black's pieces. So here white must give some space for the king to move. So that's why bishop f4, white's moves bishop f4. So the king must come to f2. Now bishop e3 check. Now the king is forced to go to f1 because he cannot come here because the pawn is restricting that square, and he cannot come to f3 because the pawn on e2 is holding the f3 square. So he must come to f1. Okay, now the bishop from e3 comes to g5. So again the king is forced to come to f2. Now white plays bishop h4 check, forcing the king to f1. Now the bishop from h4 goes to e7. So black has only one move, that is king f2. Now the bishop comes to c5 check. So the king must go to f1. Now bishop takes a3. So okay, so after the bishop move, now black will have an option to move the pawn also. So king comes to f2, bishop c5 check. So the king must come to f1. Now very important move, e6, just opening this diagonal. So now the king really does not have any move, so black must play the pawn to a3. Now white plays bishop to d6. So black has only one move, king f2. So after king f2, the bishop comes to g3 check. So the king is forced to go to f1. Now the bishop from g3 goes to b8. So the king comes to f2. Now the bishop comes to a7 check. So the king comes to f1. Okay, now the main idea to make checkmate is to bring the knight. So white played knight b6. So the king is forced to come to f2 because the knight is blocking the bishop's diagonal. So the king can come to f2. Now the knight comes to d5 check. So the king is forced to go to f1. Now the bishop can come to b8. So after king f2, the bishop comes to g3 check, so the king is forced to come to f1. Now white can mate black's king with knight e3, checkmate. I hope you enjoyed watching this puzzle. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.